This is the fourth video of the topic series Ratio and Proportion. In this topic, we are going to discuss about inverse proportions. What do you mean by inverse proportion? Inverse proportion occurs when one value increases, the other value decreases. For example, suppose that to build this wall, one worker needs 24 days. Then increase this number of workers into 2, it reduces it to 12. If you make another worker, totally 3 workers, it took only 8 days. If you increase up to 4 workers, you can finish this wall by 6 days. From this question, you can understand the concept about inverse proportion. If you increase one factor, the other factor decreases apparently. That is what you mean by the inverse proportion. If you start with this question, right, if you back with here, so let's see, these are the steps you have to follow up. Let's go back and see whether how to do this, right? Okay, right. Our question is, to build a wall, one worker took 24 days. Find the number of days required to build the same wall with 3 workers. Let's see, right. Then it's a relationship between number of workers and number of days. For one worker, it took 24 days. For 3 workers, how many days you need? That is a problem where we need to solve. Right. We will use this relationship. Initially, we can get the same way what you did with direct proportion. For one worker, 24 days. For 3 workers, how many days? But there is a slight difference we have to make up when you are doing this question. What is that? In our direct proportion, we just straightforward cross multiply and got this answer. But in inverse proportion, we do another change prior to that. We just change upside down from either of the side. If you want, you can change up and down here or here, doesn't matter. So I prefer to change the numerator and denominator over here, right? Then what you need to do is, then right, first you swap the numerator and denominator, then after that you receive this answer, then after that you just cross multiply. If you cross multiply, you get the answer 24 into 1. 24 into 1 equals to 3 into x. Then it will turn up to 24 into 1 is 24 equals to 3x. Then you get the answer, x is 8 days. That means to finish up this work, you need 8 days by 3 workers. That is the answer for this question, right? Let's come up with the second example. To complete a journey at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, a car takes 6 hours. Find the time taken to complete the same journey at the same car if it travels at a speed of 45. Obviously, we know that when the speed increases, the time duration reduces. So we can simply understand this is an inverse proportion. Since when the one fact increases, the speed fact increases, the time fact gets reduced. So this is a inverse proportion, right? Let's go ahead with this, right? Then for a speed of 40, it takes 6 hours. For 48, we need to see whether how much. I think I just may want to make a change. This should be not 45, it should be 48. So we'll make that change. Here it's 48, right? Let's go ahead. Right. Then for 40, 6 hours. For 48, how many hours, right? Then we will do the same thing. 6 per 40. 6 per 40, how much for 48? So the unknown fact, we will put it as x. Then what the next step? The next step would be, you have to change the ups and down. So you can change it from here or here, but I will change it from here. It doesn't matter where you change over here, even you get the same answer, right? Then after that, cross multiply, right? If you cross multiply, 40 into 6 equals to 45 into x. Should be not 45, should be 48. Yes, let's go ahead with that. It's a slight mistake. It should be 48, not 45, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, then 48. Then 40 into 6 equals to 48 into x. Then you can say 40 into 6 is 240. X into 48 is 48x. Then if you get x should be 240 divided by 48, it took 5 hours. So you can understand that at a speed of 48 kilometers per hour, it took less number of than this hours, that is 5 hours. That is the answer for this question. Right. If you come up with this question, 12 pipes take 40 minutes to fill a tank. Find the time taken to fill the same tank with 9 pipes. So you know that if you reduces the water flow rate, obviously the time taken to fill up the tank would be increases. The number of pipes reduces, the time increases. So you can understand that this question is a inverse proportion question. There's another name for that is called indirect proportion or inverse proportion. Okay, right. Then we use the same relationship. 12 per 40, 9 per how much? 12 per 40, 9 per how much? Then what is the next step in inverse proportions? You just change up and down. Just take this x up and 40 down. Then cross multiply. Then it will turn up to 40 into 12 equals to 9 into x. 40 into 12 equals to x into 9 or 9 into x. Then 40 into 12 is 480. 9 into x is 9x. To obtain x, you can divide 480 by 9. So the answer would be 53.3 minutes. So that is the answer for this question. So obviously we know that if you reduce the number of pipes to fill the tank, it takes more number of time rather than that 40 to fill up the same tank, right? Let's come up with this question, right? The question number 4, they have given the direct relationship if n varies inversely as m. So n and m are inverse proportions. So directly they have given, nothing to worry with this. And n equals to 6 when m equals to 21, right? Then we can write when n equals to 6, m equals to 21. Find the value for n when m equals to 3. When m equals to 3, we need to find the value for n. So you can write 6 divided by x is equals to 21 divided by 7. Then what is the next step? You have to change ups and down. So just take 3 up and 21 down. That's the next step of inverse proportions. Then cross multiply. 21 into 6 equals to 3 into x. 21 into 6 is 126. Into 3 divided by, bring it to other side is divided by 3, turn up to 42. So the answer here is 42. Again, if you use the same relationship, n is 6 and m is 21. Find the value for m. We don't know the value for m when n equals to 5. Then 6 divided by 5 equals to 21 divided by y. Then what is the next step? Change up and down. Right. Then we can say cross multiply. You get the answer. 21 into 6 is equals to 5 into y. Then 21 into 6 is 126. Into 5 brought to other side is divided by 5. The answer turn up to 25.2. Yes. If you come up with this question, if A is inversely proportional to B, A is inversely proportional to B, right? Complete the following table. Now to complete this table, we need to find some exact relationship between both facts, point with both facts available, 32 and 16. Then you can say A is 32 and B is 16. So you cannot use this information because the both informations are not available over here to get a relationship. So I can use the set with both relationships are available, right? 32, 16, I will come up with first part. A is 25. We need to find the value for B. Okay, right. Then you can use the same relationship. 32 divided by 25 equals to 16 divided by B. Then the next step is swap numerator and denominator. Bring B up and 16 down. Then cross multiply. 16 into 32 equals to 25 into B. Then you can say B is equals to 16 into 32 divided by 25. You'll obtain the answer as 20.48. Okay. The second part of the question, right? Again, the same relationship. So you can say here the unknown fact is this bit, A. So 32 is 16. For 20, how much you have to fill up over here, right? Then the unknown fact is A. So you just put A over here. Then 32 divided by A, 32 divided by A is equal to 16 divided by 20. Then what you need to do? You have to swap the numerator and denominator. I brought this 20 up and 16 down. Then cross multiply. Then you can say 16 into 32 is equals to A into 20. then you can say A is equals to 32 into 16 divided by 20. With that, you can obtain the answer for A. This is not Y, obviously it should be A. We'll just make that correction. That is A, right. Then, yeah, then A is equals to 25.6, right. Okay. That is how you need to solve the questions with inverse proportion or indirect proportions.